Hello. Welcome to the stream. I'm your host today, Mr. Numpad, Cyberdragon, or Peter, whatever you want to call me. And today we're here to do some logic, as always. Times are a bit weird this week because of daylight savings. So here in Australia, our time went back an hour only this weekend, whereas some parts of the world went back an hour the previous week. And so for me, it's moved back 2 hours because all my meetings are based in Europe, and yeah, things are a bit messy. So next week will be a bit different. We might be streaming on a Tuesday instead of a Monday. And yeah, hope everyone's going well. How is everyone? Hope you had a good weekend. So today we're going to look at some templates. There's new ones have been added this week, or updated I should say. So we've got our cooking simulator one that I created for a game jam. That one most people know about. The older one, which is tower defense, has been reworked. When I first released it, a lot of the presets weren't usable. But now I've changed a lot of things on the map, so everything's now usable, including the presets. I changed a lot of assets to basic assets, so everything should open up and be editable now. So do check that out if you want to make a tower defense game. And the back rooms are being updated still. There are a couple of preset issues, so this will be updated tomorrow, I think. And tutorials will come out on the official channel for the Sandbox. They will be updated because this was made in 0.8 and it's been updated for 0.9, and the logic has changed a little bit. But today we'll there's a game on the experience page which is quite cool and basic, but I will like to show you how to do that logic. In case you want to make your own sort of game or use this logic for something similar, I think it might be useful. So we'll just say logic. How creative is that name? So we'll load in, and yeah, there's no daylight savings in the metaverse. This is true. So let's see if I can bring a page across. Just loading it up now. Bring it over. Should be able to see it. This is our experiences page. Constantly gets updated. So this one here is color catch. Played this a few times. It was played on stream a few times. And basically it's a game where it tells you what color is going to remain and all the rest disappear. Pretty simple concept. It's been used a lot in other engines, and I just basically want to show you how to create that logic in GameMaker in case you want to do something similar. I have seen other games in Sandbox that do it, but different method, gaming method style, but the same sort of concept and logic. So let's go ahead and do that. And if you have any questions or want to know something specifically when it comes to logic, let me know. Happy to break that down for you. But yeah, let's dive in. So first thing we want to do here is, I don't have the assets for the color blocks. We could go ahead and make those color blocks. Probably need to. We do have multi-tile here. Maybe this one here will have some colors. We could just do this instead, just for the purpose of this example. So if we wanted to do blue, it will be blue. and we can make that blue, and it'll play on start, and we just give it a tag blue, and we duplicate. Ooh, that's a bug. Or maybe it's not. Then we do, we can do white. We'll keep it as white, and we'll give it the tag white, and we'll duplicate. Oh, by the way, in 0.10, duplicating an asset won't do this weird unalignment issue. It will actually be properly snap in. So yeah, just in case you were one of those people that wanted that fixed, that is definitely in the next version. So it'll make our lives easier when it comes to building. And go ahead and just make sure that each one is different and it's got the right tag on it as well. Green, green, red, red. After that is orange, orange. Duplicate that one. I think this one's purple. Purple. And the last one here is black. Cool, and we'll just go ahead and give it the black tag. And we'll save it, and we'll check out to make sure that the colors are displaying as expected. Oh yeah, that eclipse is happening, isn't it? When's that happening? Should be soon, right? A few hours? I'm curious. Eclipse 8th countdown. How many hours is that to go? Ah, it's just happening now, is it? According to the timer I've just clicked on. Maybe the countdown I looked at is incorrect, but it's basically saying that it's just happening now. Interesting. Well, I don't hear any demons and meteors and that sort of stuff. No portals opening to another dimension. So we're pretty lucky. No, it's only in the US. We don't see anything in Australia because it's literally on the other side of the earth, so we can't see it. Dirt is in the way. So as you can see, we've got our different color tiles, and it all seems to work just fine. Cool. And we can now, we'll go down to the base floor, because we're going to make this an obby where you climb higher and higher. So you want all of these to start at the bottom. Dirt is in the way, exactly. What a silly place to put the dirt. I can't see the sun. And now we have our base colors, and they all have their individual tags. Cool. And then you can dress this up any way you want to make an obstacle course. We can do that because we've got an hour for this stream, so we can kind of grind one out. It's not a problem. We'll just put a different block down, something nicer. Something nicer, I say, and I'll probably pick the worst one, but let's go for it anyway. Let's do grey. Now I was able to fill a whole floor by holding the right control on the keyboard and clicking, and it fills in the surface, just in case you are unaware of that. And we can use this block to make like a staircase to start up, to make a starting location. So we can do this, say here, and we'll just make a staircase. Oh, by the way, shortcut key changed in 0.10. I usually hold Alt to rotate the camera around, but now it's spacebar. So you'll see me do some weird things, the camera, where I try to do that, but really I'm trying to do that because of the whole change that occurred. And because I'm juggling between two different versions, it's a little bit of a hassle to get used to, but it will eventually be fine. All right, cool beans. Shame I can't see the actual colors, so I'm gonna have to guesstimate. But if I make these a preset and then place them down, it might be faster. Or I can just duplicate, doesn't really matter. All right, let's move this up. And there's the unalignment issue. Which won't be a problem in future updates. Cool. All right, just something real simple to begin with, just so we've got some sort of something happening. We'll bring our starting location over here, make that invisible. I'll go ahead and save that, and then we're going to add some logic now in the rule system to determine which color is going to be the color that stays, and then we need some actor properties to remove the ones that we don't want and keep the ones that we do. Okay, so next we're going to add a numpad. We'll just use a regular numpad. And for this one, we're going to add an actor property. Cool. And for this one here, it's going to be, I'm going to do a toggle for this one, and it will be specific tags in range, and that range can be huge, and that can cover like the whole map or very close to it. You probably need multiples of these if you want to reach the whole map. As you get higher, but that's okay. You can just duplicate and move it. Shouldn't be much of a problem. And for this one here, we're going to what can we do? So we have fixed, and we can say blue off. And for this one here, we can say we don't want visibility and collisions. And then we can duplicate that one. Just bring it up just a bit. And we'll say blue on. And the specific tags, we forgot to add the tag blue. And we want that to be on for visibility and collision. And this one will be off, but we need to add the tag so it knows which one to do. I haven't made this before. It just seems like a simple idea. So there might be different ways of doing things. I'm just working this out on the fly. Cool. We'll go ahead and save that, and then we'll jump into the rule system. Rules, variables, and we should add maybe a time. We'll add a timer. We'll call that countdown. We'll add another one, number. We'll call that RNG. And what else do we need? And we probably need some text. And my dog's under my desk, so it's making some sleepy noises. Here it's going to be chosen color, and we'll have that as a space bar, or we can just have blue to begin with, and we can show that name on the HUD. Maybe it's not the HUD that we want. We probably want a banner, right? So let's go rules, we'll go banner, and on the banner we can have a message that show blue, and display variable we could do text for this one. And the duration should be 5 seconds, gives players some time to see it and then select their location. We can probably do 6 seconds, we can always change it. And then message send can be that blue dot off. So that way, once the banner disappears, then it sends the message to make that color disappear. This is 0.9.11, 0.10. Yeah, so I won't be able to stream that until release day. It has been decided, so once it comes out, which is very soon, then I'll be deep diving into it and going through all the logic. But I wasn't able to do a showcase sooner, unfortunately. Alright, so next we need an RNG system, so we'll go to change variable values, and we're going to do roll a random number. And here we can roll a random number, and we say RNG, or just RNG is good enough. And from here it's going to pick a value between 1 and how many colors do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're going to pick a value between 1 and 7, and that number will be RNG. And then it's going to check RNG results. So we're going to send that message once an RNG number has been determined, and then we're going to compare it. So we're going to compare numbers, and we're going to put that here. Check RNG results, and the number we want to compare is RNG, and if it equals to 1, we're going to say show blue. Cool. And we can duplicate this, and we can do 2, and we can do 3, and we can do 4, and we just do that for each one. And now we have 1 for each number between 1 and 7. So we're going to go ahead and just double check everything. So we've got white, green, red. show blue, show white, show green, show red, and then after that we have orange, purple and black. So we're going to do show orange, show purple, and show black. And that message will be sent to the banner. And that's for 6 seconds. So we can say show white and be white. After 6 seconds, it should be everything else, right? So if we send the message show blue, after 6 seconds is off, we don't want to turn the blue one off, we want to turn everything else off. So we'll probably have a different system for this. Blue, blue chosen. And we just need one for each one. So that's blue, that's white. I'm going to bring this down so it's directly underneath each comparison, so I don't need to separate these. And I can see exactly here, blue, white, white, green, green. Keeps things neat. Color chosen, and 6 seconds, and it'll be green chosen. Go ahead and duplicate this one, and this one here will be show red, and it will be red chosen. Interesting. How do you ban people? And ban. There we go. Nice and easy. Goodbye, Mr. Spammer. Okay, show purple. And purple chosen. Show black. And black chosen. Cool. Now we need something to trigger this RNG, go through the cycle, and then do it again. So the first thing we need is an RNG signal to go out, and then it will allow the cycle on its own. So we'll go back here, and what we want to do is if blue is chosen, we want to switch off all of them, so except for blue. But what we can do here, I'll delete this one, is we'll put every tag that we know of in here. So there's blue, white, green, red, orange, purple, and black, and that should be all 7. Cool. And when blue is chosen, it's going to switch off the collision and visibility for all of them except blue. But I'm going to duplicate this 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 times. And we'll get rid of blue for this one. And this one here will be white chosen. And we'll get rid of the white. So it's the only one that stays on. After white was red. And then we get rid of the, green. Green chosen, and we get rid of green. Then we have red. And we get rid of the red. Then we have orange. And get rid of the orange. Then we have purple. And get rid of the purple tag. And this one here is black. And get rid of the black tag. And then we just need something that sends a message pretty much straight away when the game begins. So we'll go ahead and do that. And it'll only happen just once. So we'll just add a speaker. It's going to detect only once. When it detects the avatar, we'll send a message RNG. And don't worry about looking. And we don't need that. And we don't need that. All right, let's save that and see if it does what I want it to do. So it will choose a random color. It will display it on a banner. And then after 7 seconds, everything will disappear except that color. We'll see how it goes. So we have red. And the only one that stayed on is black. It's not what we wanted. Maybe right. It's because I need to change the text. So if I do show, I need a set. So let's go to set text value, and we need to do a set. So here we go. We're going to do show blue, and we're going to do color chosen, and the value is going to be blue. And we need to do that for each one. So this one here is show white, and we want it to say white. And this one here is show green, and we want it to say green. And here it will be show red. We want it to say red. Here we want show orange, and we want it to say orange. Show purple, and we want it to say purple. And the last one, we want it to show black, and it will say black. And then we need something that counts down. So what we'll do here is we'll add a timed event, start timer. And then what we can do here is RNG.delay. And the time variable is, let's say the countdown. Countdown will be fine. And then after, say, 2 seconds, maybe 3, maybe 4, maybe 3, we'll say 4 seconds. And then at the end, it will be RNG. And what we can do here is when the message RNG is sent, we can have RNG, and it will turn on everything. And the tag we're missing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, is black. And that will turn everything back on. And that should be the cycle. We'll save it. last thing I want to do is add color chosen. I want to say the next color is, and that should be good. All right, let's check that out. Okay, the next color is red. So if we go over to the red and just wait. Okay, so the red one's chosen, everything else is gone. I can't jump on any of it. And then after 4 seconds, something should happen. I forgot to put the message broadcaster. So what we need to do here is we're going to put a message broadcaster to start that timer. So here it's a RNG delay, and we're going to send it to the rules. And a message we want to trigger that is this one here. So when black chosen, it will send a message to RNG delay. It will wait 4 seconds and then do RNG. So we'll go ahead and add each one here. So we'll copy that. So we've got black chosen, blue chosen, green chosen, orange chosen, purple, red, and whites. So now after 4 seconds, the timer will send it to this message broadcaster, which then sends the message RNG back into the system. And now we should have that whole cycle. So we'll go black. Oops, I'm bad at parkour. But as you can see, black has stayed. After 4 seconds, it does the next one. And the next color is orange. And the next color is orange again. And the next color is orange again. Let's just make sure that RNG is actually happening and it wasn't just a coincidence. Okay, it works. We just happen to get orange 3 times in a row. And I got no visual indicator again, another orange. Nice. So you can put a timer on here by either using the timer on a HUD, or you can use something like a crowd event. But you can see that the cycle works. And then we can start doing like a parkour thing. And all you do here is just duplicate these and you move them around. You don't want them to be exactly the same order. You want them to be a bit different, so it's not exactly the same. Something like that, and you just duplicate some random ones in the middle. And of course you need to craft this specifically and slowly. I'm just doing it here quickly for examples. But you would probably want to spend a bit more time on it. Make sure it's all balanced as best as possible. It doesn't have to be 1, 1, 1, 1, but it can give you a quick example of how this works. Something like that. And then you just need to shuffle it up a bit so it's not the same. You don't want it to be identical repeating pattern of the same colors. Probably have a duplication of some that are closer, some that are further. Something like that. Cool. I want to show you something else that you can add to it. But let's add the timer in first, and then we'll show you something else I had in mind that could make things a bit interesting for different games. Alright, cool. Let me save that one and we'll do a quick test. And now you can see we got different colors. Now you can see there a few colors didn't disappear, and that's because of the range that we're talking about. So if I do that, you can see the 50 by 50 is not exactly enough. You can do selected actors maybe, or everyone in range. No specific tags in range. So you can see it doesn't quite reach some of the areas. So you need to duplicate these and make sure that it hits everywhere. What I'll do here is I'll stack these on top of each other. And what I can do is I'll move this down here. And then I can duplicate and bring this over here. I can duplicate, make this go higher. Duplicate, make this go higher. Duplicate, bring this higher. And I can do that. Something like that. So now that should reach everything. You're allowed to duplicate all that and move it around. It should only trigger once. There we go. It's only left the black platforms on. I don't think I can make the red one. It's a pretty basic concept. Oh look, this is the only blue one for ages. I haven't duplicated the blue along the way. So that's the little things that you will need to pay attention to if you make something like that. Just make sure it's evenly spread. It's giving me the blue again. Alright, another thing we can add to this to give it a bit of depth, and it is something that we can add to other games, especially like digging games and climbing games. So I'll go ahead and put a numpad down. We're going to give this a volume trigger, and we're going to make that a box, make that 1, and we're going to make this 50 by 50. And I think that covers the whole map, right? Yes. Yes, it does. All right, cool. What we can do here is detect every avatar in range. Yep, that's fine. Detection type is box. And what we can do here is have a I don't know what it's called. I don't know the official name for it, but what we can do here is just put the word range, and we'll have a number. It could be height as well, doesn't really matter. Broadcast type is triggering actor. And the message it sends. No, it can't be a range. It has to be rules. The broadcast type is once. And we'll have one. Alright, let's go to the gameplay rules. And we're going to create a new variable. It's going to be number and it's going to be local. So everyone will have a different number. I'm going to say height. Height will remain as 1. We want it to show at the start of the game. And what we can do here is display the banner. And we want to display heights. We want it to be true. And we can get rid of the visuals, get rid of the collisions, and we can duplicate. So the height here is that, and it should not reach the bottom. Let me see. It kind of does. So it's not really one block high. Let me see how this works. Might need to be 0.5. So if we do 0.5. What are we doing here? So we can do 5. And that's kind of right on top. And that's 0.5. Is that one block high? Let's find out. I think it kind of is. Let's just add one more block on top. And then we can really see it. Yeah, so it slices in with 0.5. Alright, so that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this one. We're going to duplicate this one. And we're going to make that 4. And that one's going to be 1. This one's going to be 2. We can duplicate this one and make this 6. And that one will be 3. Duplicate that. We'll make that 7. And this one here will be 4. We'll just go ahead and pretty much do that all the way up. Make that 5. Make that 6. Make that 7. Make that one 8. You just increase the height by 1, increase the number by 1 in the trigger. I should check this out to make sure it works. I'll do a couple more. I have a feeling it should just be fine. And this is good for like mountain climbing games, or games that you need to go underground. You see it in like games like Terraria. When you dig underground, you can get like a compass or something that lets you know how deep you are in meters. You can do something like that here too, just using a whole bunch of volumes. We'll go ahead and save and test that out. And you can see our height here. And our height didn't update. So let's see what's going on here. So we've got range, and I don't think we have anything here to change that number. So what we need to do here is have a local math. Or do we want math, or do we want a change number? How does that work? Set number value. So what we can do here is range, and a variable we want to change is height, and we want to change it to whatever's in the message argument. So now when we go up higher and higher, it will tell you how high you are. So as you climb higher, you have different heights. And so when you're digging in the ground, you can have like sub numbers to let you know how far you have dug. And this one here will tell you how high you're up from the ground, just to add something extra to the game. It may not be appropriate for this one, or it could be, but I thought it's just another thing to add. I haven't got anything higher than 14. But yeah, just to show an example, I fall down, we're back to 1. So yeah, that's how you do this sort of game concept with the little added volume trick to let you know about the different heights. Another way to use the system. Question in chat: how do you feel about the current state of hacked projectile game components? I have not tried in a while, but we're hacky at best using speaker components. So projectile components is coming in 0.10, so don't even worry about the hacky stuff. It's been fixed. You just need to wait a couple of weeks and all is good. I don't know if people know, but 0.10 is a huge update. Like, the improvements in 0.10 is bigger than what people expect, and it is fantastic. So looking forward to that in a couple of weeks, because there's a lot of things in there that people are really going to enjoy and appreciate. I know I do. Especially the hierarchy. The hierarchy has been improved a lot. Very good for us, including being able to lock your assets. I know that was a big request in the past. So yeah, looking forward to that in a couple of weeks. How much do we have to relearn? Well, all the message system's still the same, so nothing there. But there are new things to add. So you're going to have to learn some new logic train of thoughts. And the rule system's been updated slightly. So yeah, there's plenty. What does lock your assets mean? So that means you can click on these floors here, open up your hierarchy, click the lock button, and now they can't be selected in the editor. So that's what lock your assets mean. So if you want to like highlight all these stuff, but you want certain things not to be highlightable, things like that. Folder systems, be able to rearrange stuff in here in different orders. I'm telling you, I'm only giving you a little bit of information, but there's a lot more going on in 0.10 that you don't realize, and it's going to make quality of life really good. Yeah, there's too much dirt in the way here for the Eclipse. But this one's going to be a short stream. I've pretty much given you a whole logic system on creating a mini game or a game in itself. There's different ways to stylize this and make different games for this sort of system. And yeah, basically some rules. It doesn't take many rules to make this sort of concept, with the added bonus of height added in there as well. So yeah, hope this has been useful for people. And if you need anything, just message me on Discord, happy to help. But next week I'll have a bit more to show. This one here was more of a last minute thought of what am I going to stream today and show people, because I've been using 0.10. There's a lot of content I want to show on that one. So when I've come back to 0.9, I'm like, I want to show this. No, I can't. I got to need this update. So yeah. Next week or the week after, we'll be digging into deeper logics and the changes that happen in 0.10 and how they can be implemented into your games. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. Keep it short and sweet. Have a good one. Take care. Bye-bye. When's the release?